Look at the oral cavity. In case of children, the tongue is larger in size with respect to the oral cavities. Now, how pediatric airway differs from that of adult? This is a very important thing. Already MCQ on this has been asked in super speciality, and so we'll be discussing in full details here. Now, let us go stepwise. First of all, look at the oral cavity. In case of children, the tongue is larger in size with respect to the oral cavity. So, larger tongue with respect to oral cavity is seen in cases with children. Second thing is epiglottis in children is longer, larger and abnormally shaped in many patients. And what is the abnormal shape? It is called as omega shaped. Remember that excess omega shaped epiglottis is a feature of laryngomalacia also, as we shall see. But certain normal children, even asymptomatic, can have a omega shaped epiglottis. So larger, longer epiglottis is seen in pediatric airway. These are all normal physiological findings. Third thing, which was the MCQ point, the larynx in children is anteriorly placed and higher placed. So anterior and higher larynx was the MCQ point which was asked in entrance exam. It is present, higher means it is present as high as at the level of C2 vertebra. So question can be asked at what level? C2 vertebra is the level. Fourthly, the narrowest part of airway in children is different from those in adults. In children, the narrowest part is found in the subglottic region. So, subglottic area is the narrowest part of airway in children. Subglottic area in front of cricoid cartilage. So, MCQs may sometimes not mention subglottic word. They may simply say in front of cricoid cartilage. That will become your correct answer. It is mentioned as a direct line in Nelson 21st edition. So, there should be no controversy on this. If somebody asks you what is the narrowest part in adults it occurs at the level of vocal cords, that is glottis is the narrowest area. In children, it is the subglottic part. And fifth thing that you need to know, the pharynx as well as larynx in case of children are found to be narrower. So these are the areas how pediatric airway differs from that of adult. I could have shown you tables. There are tables with 10, 15, 20 points, but that will make no sense. These are the important points which you need to know for your exam.